Welcome on another Fishy Friday here at Bart's Fish Tales. Today it's really exciting. I'm in Germany, I'm in Berlin, and we're going to make really delicious, stunning salmon fish cakes out of wild Alaskan salmon. So we're going to make salmon fish cakes, which is based on salmon, half potatoes, beautiful new potatoes, and we're going to add herbs, different kind of flavors, but we keep it really simple because we want to taste the hero, which is the Alaskan salmon. Step number one, going to peel potatoes. So I'm using around 250 grams of potato and 250 grams of salmon. So it will be really rich in salmon terms, a really rich salmon fish cake. Cut it in smaller pieces to reduce the cooking time. So I've got cold water, salted water, going to add the potatoes and bring it to a boil. So now it's time for the hero. It's Alaskan salmon. I'm using sockeye salmon from Alaska. And I'm going to give it more flavor. How I do this, I'm going to poach it in milk, in flavored milk. So I have my little pan right here and bring it to medium-high heat. I'm going to add milk. And the amount of milk what you need is that you can poach the salmon, which means that the salmon will be just under the surface of the milk. Okay, so we're going to enflavor the milk. I have some black peppercorns, bay leaves, celery, vein, a little pinch of salt, and this beautiful piece I'm going to cut off like 250 grams, which will be about this beautiful sockeye. And sockeye is actually the local name for the red salmon in Alaska. Actually, this is a vegetarian fish, and this fish comes as soon as it comes at sea. It eats plankton, but on the plankton there is small shrimp, which gives this amazing color. You can eat it fresh, you can use it, for example, in a fish cake, but it's also delicious cold smoked. So I bring this to a simmer, slowly cooking. I have it there around in between 7 and 10 minutes. So then the potatoes will be ready. We're going to drain them, we're going to take out the salmon. We're going to make the fish cake, but not without beautiful flavors of fresh herbs and some veggies. So I'll have like 2 spring onions. Take up the end parts and the green parts, and I'm going to slice these in small rings. Second one, I've got a handful of rocket, which I roughly cut in smaller pieces. We have a bit of parsley, and again, cut it roughly. You want to see the bits and pieces, you want to see this bit rough, rustic structure of this beautiful homemade cake. Dill and salmon are going really well together. Thing is, I don't want to have this dill overwhelming. It needs to give this little tiny touch. There we go. Okay, the salmon have been poaching for like 10 minutes and it's beautifully cooked. Actually, what you can see is that the layers get a bit loose, and a tiny bit of milk, which is on top of the salmon. I just keep it there. It gives a bit of extra flavor and a different texture to the fish cake. Okay, so I'm going to test the potatoes, properly cooked. My knife goes easily through the potatoes. I'm going to drain them right now. So let them cool down just a bit until you can touch them easily with your hands. So now, potatoes ready, salmon ready. I give it a little mix. I'm using like a plastic hand glove. Okay. Yeah, the potatoes to the salmon. Yeah, this is right in balance. Half. I'm using that separately. So we have potatoes, we have salmon. I add rocket, spring onion, parsley, dill, a bit of salt to season it up. And that might be a bit difficult because we're going to season it before we're going to cook it. So what you could do actually, if you're not convinced about your seasoning, you pan fry first one fish cake and then you do the others. Okay, tiny bit of black pepper. Okay, and I give it an extra kick with a bit of cayenne. And now we're going to mix it. Squeeze it. And what I like in my fish cake is a bit of a bite. And we are in Germany today, and we invited all kind of bloggers and journalists to let them know, to create more awareness around sustainability, around sustainable seafood, in this case wild Alaskan salmon. Okay, so last but not least, I give it the zest of 1 lemon, and it adds this freshness to the fish cakes. So I take like half a handful, this might be like 60 grams, 70 grams, and I roll like a little ball. It's actually the same as making a burger. And then I just hit on it softly, gently. We have a beautiful fish cake right here. So, we have beautiful fish cakes. So I coat them in flour, get rid of the excess flour by just hitting softly on them. I've got a little frying pan. My stove is on medium to high heat, and I add a good splash of sunflower oil, vegetable oil. I have them in the pan. So I have them on medium to high heat and pan fry them on each side around 2-3 minutes. You want to have a bit of a crispy layer, so it needs to be a bit caramelized, but it needs to be a bit juicy inside. So I drain them on a piece of kitchen paper, and it's time to plate up. So I have a bit of rocket just to green it up to make it a bit more beautiful. And then here, beautiful fish cake number 1. So today I'll serve it with a bit of beautiful tartare sauce, freshly made, but you could use any different sauce, maybe cocktail sauce, maybe just a squeeze of lemon. That's also what I'm going to serve with it. Time for a taste. Here we go. A nice bit of the salmon cake. Tiny bit of tartare sauce. So the textures are beautiful. We have the crunchiness outside and it's beautiful, a bit juicy inside. This beautiful, true taste of Alaskan wild salmon. Together with the potato, we have the fresh herbs and the greens and a bit of the acidity within the tartare sauce. It's a really great dish. Easy to make, quick to make, perfect for your kids. If you have any comments, any questions, leave them in the box down below. Don't forget to subscribe. See you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.